All right, 5 rounds, 90 seconds on, 90 seconds off, 20 Calorie Bike Erg, max 3 boxing movers with the time remaining. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to some daily content, and today we are gonna hit lactic threshold. We are just gonna hit it. We're gonna hit it again and again for 5 rounds, and it's gonna be terrible. So let's get started on the workout, talk about what it is, and jump straight into it. So we are off in 3, 2, 1, getting it. What are we actually doing? So we are doing 5 rounds, 90 seconds on, 90 seconds off. Within that 90 seconds on, we are gonna be doing a 20 calorie bike erg, and then into as many burpee box jump overs as possible at 24 inches. And then we take a 90-second break, and then come back, do it again, 90-second break. Essentially, we're gonna come back, take that 90 seconds to see how good we can flush the lactate out of our bodies, and then come back to be able to crush it. Now, these two movements are very, very similar, right? You might think to yourself, okay, you're biking and then you're doing burpee box jump overs, like there's nothing similar about this. It's all quad, right? And that bike does not help your ability to jump over that box whatsoever in the slightest way. I think Jake said he actually hit a box on one of these rounds, so hopefully we'll see that. So this is a great example of a workout that I think we probably don't do as much as we should do, and probably you too, and we should do more of it because, for one, it's very simple. Right, it's a very simple workout. Like, all you need is a box and a bike. Like, it's nothing skilled, complicated about it. It's very simple. It's easy to accomplish, and you don't have to stop moving. And I think this is a word of advice I want to give a lot of people. It's something that I probably should have done more this year, but didn't. And hopefully we're going to focus on that for the 2020 season. As that is doing more workouts that require less skill, less breaks, that you can just go. And the only thing that really stops you from going forward is your lungs, your soul, or your lactic threshold. And it's not the ability that, okay, my grip fatigued, or I just can't do anymore because it's too heavy, right? How many times have you walked into a gym and you write up a workout on the board and it scares you? So instead of doing that exact workout that scares you, you instead put some movements in that limit your ability to go fast. So hypothetically, for instance, let's say hypothetically this workout was instead 90 seconds of bike erg, 20 cal bike erg, and then as many reps as possible of muscle ups. Now, don't get me wrong, that's still a great workout, right? The workout's still amazing to see, okay, how many muscle ups can you do fatigued? But again, you would probably break your muscle ups, not because your lactic threshold, but you probably break it because you just can't do anymore. So you might get on the bike, in 40, 50 seconds, get to the rings, rest a little bit before jumping onto it, maybe do like 10 reps or whatever, 5 to 10 reps, fall off, rest a little bit, then jump back up again. Whereas this workout, there's no reason to transition slow, and there's no reason to stop, even though you will see us stop, right? I think I stop at 7 reps every time because I'm just blown at some point. And that's my point. My point is, it's good to do workouts like this that there's nothing stopping you. There's nothing stopping you from just going. The only thing that's stopping you from going is 1, your lactic threshold, 2, your soul, 3, your heart, or 4, your head up here. You're like, okay, like, this is hard, like, I'm just gonna stop. I don't know if I can get over that box. When in actuality, you can definitely, most certainly get over that box. You just don't wanna get over it. And so I think these are workouts that we need to do more of, not only myself, but probably you as the viewer too, because these are workouts that are simple on paper, but are just devastating in nature, right? Like when we got done with this, and I'm cutting out the rest because, there's no purpose of watching, 100. There's no purpose of watching 90 seconds worth of rest. It's just boring. But if you could watch the rest, it's hilarious. Like, we're getting done, sitting there on the box, just like looking demoralized. Whereas if this was a different workout, right? If this involved maybe rope climbs and GHD sit-ups, it would be different because, it'd be high skill movements that you have to break every now and again. Whereas this is just, there's one gear and it's 5th gear and it's go, and then you go, go, go until you just blow up and you can't go no mo. Some Dr. Seuss for you. So anyways, that's kind of my words of advice to you guys. I think it's important to do more workouts like this. And if you can see right here, I believe that's my 7th rep that is finished because I was resting on my 7th rep. Don't know why 7, it's a hard number to get past. And so I think more people need to do workouts like this. And again, like I mentioned, there's nothing wrong with high scale movements. There's nothing wrong with throwing a pegboard or muscle ups or pistols or rope climbs or some heavy snatches or some heavy cleans or heavy jerks. There's nothing wrong with throwing those things in there. But one of the most devastating workouts that I've ever done and will ever do is Filthy, it's Fight Gone Bad. And why is Fight Gone Bad so hard? Fight Gone Bad's hard because it's up to you to when you want to stop. Because it's so light, unless you just started CrossFit, it's so light that nothing is stopping you from resting. Like nothing's stopping you from continuing. Like the push press is light, the wall ball is light, the box jumps are light, the rowing's easy. Nothing's stopping you from going ham. The only thing that's stopping you is your ability just to go, right? So how many times have we thrown in workouts where we make it heavier and it's RX plus, but in actuality, like you're making it easier because it's heavier. You're making it easier because you're throwing pegboards in there. You're making it easier because you're throwing movements in there where you have to rest. Essentially, you're adding in transitional time or rest because you're scared. So that's I've said this 9 times, but this is my advice to you and what I challenge you to do. Twice a week, try to do a workout like this that scares you. It scares you because it's so simple. It scares you because you're like, man, I don't have to stop. I can keep going. It scares you because you can go as ham as you possibly want and then to see how much you can hold on. And that's what I love about Jake Flowen is he will die, sell his soul, send it the first round and just see if he can hold on. The first round, if you actually compare his first round bike to his subsequent round bikes, and his first round bike is ham, like 30 to 40 seconds. I think it's like 31 seconds. And his subsequent bike from there isn't as ham, but because he sold it the first round, like he sent it. And that's what I love about it, is it scares us to do things like that. But it's important to see what you're capable of. And the only reason and way you're gonna get better and improve your lactic threshold, again, improve your lactic threshold doesn't come down to doing workouts like this every day. That's not scientifically proven. But at the same time, you need to do workouts like this to get fitter. They suck, I know. They're not fun, I know. They're simple, and they're terrible. But if you want to get fitter and you want to get better at your gym or better at a sanctional event or better at a local competition or better at the games, it comes down to grinding workouts like this that'll really set you apart. So that's kind of my advice to you guys. Scaling options we'll briefly discuss. Honestly, when it comes down to it, women should still be 20 calories in the Bike Erg. If you don't have a Bike Erg, aerosol bike is fine. 20 calories in the aerosol bike is pretty similar. Maybe like 17 is also fine. Sometimes the aerosol bike calories should be less. 20 inches for women, 24 inches for males. And really there's no scaling. It's just go, right? It's just at the end of the workout, it comes down to how many burpee box jump overs were you able to get the first round and could you hold on to it? I could not. My first round was 16. My subsequent rounds I think were like 12. I think I got to 13. I got back to 14 and I just fell apart. But that's the important part is you should send it the first round and see how much you can hold on. Once you're in the workout, see how much you can do and how hard you can possibly go. And that's what Jake did and that's what I did and that's why it's a beautiful, simple, ugly, nasty workout. All right, 5 rounds, 90 seconds on, 90 seconds off, 20 cal Bike Erg, max 3 box jump overs with the time remaining. Jake crushed the first Bike Erg.
You got that, dude.
Like
3,300 calories an hour, baby.
And that was just a lung breather.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to say right now. I'm just holding this camera up, kind of dead space. I don't know what to say. Jake?
Well, see when you go so fast on the bike, those burpees on the box, you know, are kind of transferred into my bike calorie per hour.
Oh.
So that's why I just really didn't get that many, you know, burpee box jump overs. Maybe it was because I had a little too much Chipotle and turkey yesterday. You know, but I don't think that was it.
Thanksgiving was yesterday, so we had a feast.